Here's why you should be buying Apple's MagSafe battery pack instead of those cheaper alternatives. Welcome everybody to AppleInsider. It is Andrew here, and you can find me on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through why Apple's MagSafe battery pack, which is fairly expensive at $99, blows the other third-party, cheaper alternatives out of the water, and why you should really consider it if you are in the market for a MagSafe battery pack over those cheaper options. The first reason is that it's actually MagSafe. All third-party alternatives on the market right now are not MagSafe. They are just regular battery packs with the Qi charging coil and some magnets. You're just getting Qi wireless charging versus actual MagSafe. MagSafe has several benefits, including the fact that it is more efficient and you can get up to 15 watts of wireless power. All other wireless chargers on the market can go between 5 and 7.5 watts of power maximum, whether it's plugged in or not. Apple's MagSafe battery pack can go up to 15 watts when you have it plugged in, charging both your phone and the MagSafe battery pack at the same time. Speaking of charging your phone and the battery at the same time, if you connect a lightning cable to the MagSafe battery pack while it's connected to your phone, it'll charge both of these guys at the same time. And this is Apple's first implementation of reverse wireless charging. If you connect your iPhone to Lightning and connect your battery pack to the back at the same time, it'll charge your phone and your phone will charge the MagSafe battery pack. This is extremely handy, especially if you're using something where your phone needs to be plugged in at the same time. The biggest example is CarPlay. If you have wireless CarPlay, you can go ahead and connect your phone like you always do. Run your CarPlay interface, but your MagSafe battery will charge at the same time as your phone. Since I also already mentioned it, this supports Lightning, which means you don't need to have a USB-C cable or a micro USB cable or anything else. You only need a Lightning cable. So you have one Lightning cable that can charge both your phone and your MagSafe battery pack, whether you're connecting them together or charging them independently. It just makes it easier to have one kind of cable rather than multiple cables when you're traveling. Apple maintains a very tight integration between its hardware and its software, and the same thing holds true for the MagSafe battery pack. In fact, you need to have iOS 14.7 to even support the new MagSafe battery pack. There are a few examples of how this comes into play, including the fact that you can see the MagSafe battery pack's battery life right in your battery widget on your home screen, and when you connect your battery pack to your iPhone, it'll show your phone and battery pack battery life right there on your lock screen. Apple also nailed the ease of use. There's no need to turn the battery pack on or off. There's no buttons of any kind. You simply place it onto your iPhone and it charges when it needs to. Going even further, Apple has a number of considerations that help optimize the battery health of both your iPhone and the MagSafe battery pack, none of which third-party alternatives offer. For example, when your MagSafe battery pack is connected, if the MagSafe battery detects that it's getting too warm, it's going to stop charging your phone at 80%. Too high temperatures can hurt lithium-ion batteries. The same thing holds true when just regular charging. It's not going to push past that 90% mark because that's where it could degrade the battery health. So it's going to charge your phone only to 90% and then hold and just keep you topped off there. Going past that is possible. You just manually do it yourself through Control Center. When you're paying this much for a battery pack, it's good to know how much thought and time and preventative measures Apple put in place to protect your phone and your new accessory. Now let's talk about capacity. There were a lot of people concerned when they saw that Apple's product photos showed a 1460 milliamp hour capacity, when competitors like this Mophie battery and this Hyperjuice battery are offering around 5,000 milliamp hours. If you just looked at those numbers, these things look about 4 times as capable than Apple's own battery. Even in yesterday's video, I posited that that should get us about 50% charge on a 12 Pro Max and about a 60% charge on our 12 mini. But turns out there's some more information that we didn't pick up on right away. There's a difference with how Apple's actually doing this battery math, and if we take everything into consideration, we should be looking at a usable battery of about 2,000 milliamp hours. And if we look at Qi charging, with about a 50% or so efficiency rating, we're only getting about 2,500 milliamp hour battery on these. So even though Apple's looks about a quarter of the size, when we take efficiency and Apple's other battery magic into consideration, the numbers are much closer than they appear. I encourage you, if you are interested in how this battery math works out, go ahead and click on the link down below in the description. Wes over at AppleInsider, he did a great piece on this, calculating that battery math for us and explaining how Apple's capacity is a lot larger than it first appears. So if you take everything into consideration, we have very similar capacities, we have higher peak performance, we have tight integration into iOS, we have all these health management features for the iPhone and the battery pack, we have lightning support versus a third-party cable like USB-C. There are a lot of reasons why it makes more sense to choose Apple's battery pack, even at a higher price tag, when you are shopping around. So if you are looking, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Apple's battery pack is worth it for $99.99, or are you going to go with any of these other cheaper alternatives that are priced around $50 or less? I'm going to link Apple's battery pack down below, as well as the third-party options, and let me know over on Twitter if you're going to stick with Apple or go with a third-party option. And stay tuned, we're going to have a hands-on very shortly.